Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video from Overbite Gaming. I am the majestic Snare and this is my disembodied voice, coming at you through the tubes. First of all, let's apologise for bad puns. There might be a few in this video, but if I get the apology out now, you'll feel better. Well, at least I will anyway. So recently I did a video on my 50 hours experience of Warframe, and what I wanted to do today was have a progression of that, moving on to 150 hours, and whether my position on the game had changed at all. Needless to say, just to break the whole video, not really, okay? My feelings at 50 hours were very much kind of in awe, feeling very much not overwhelmed, but just overstimulated with content and depth of the game and how much of a missed gem it had been of mine. And I think after 150 hours, I've now decided that this game is one of those things that I will always come back to. I can admire some of the mechanics they've put into play, and I can admire the story, and I can admire the progression system and the overall polish of the game and the love that has been given to it. But I wanted to go over a few specific things, just to go over what I thought about Warframe, the fact that most of it hasn't really changed that much. So about 100 hours in, I completed the second dream mission, which is a story mission that everyone sort of says you have to do and play to understand the appreciation people have for Warframe. Now, I'm not going to go into any spoilers. That'll be a whole separate video one day if I choose to make it. But the hard and fast rule is not to spoil it for people, so don't do that in the comments, okay? Please. Thank you very much. When I completed the second dream, I had a whole stream that evening of going into the second dream quest, and it was a fantastic little event. Loads of people came along to watch. People love to watch it. I can say that I've absolutely enjoyed the story, and especially that point. I now have an appreciation, but one thing that was said to me when I'd done that was, you've now done the tutorial, and that resonated with me a little bit, because normally tutorials I hate the idea of a game being like push forward to go forward, you know, press A to do X or whatever it is. So I really do appreciate the fact that I have a game here that I've done a tutorial on, and I don't feel like it's a wasted effort. I did feel like it was a tutorial. There is so much to go through. The game gates things off quite often, and in a very, very clever way, to allow you to be safe in your kind of comfort zone, but then enable you to sort of step outside that every now and again, whether that be with a new Warframe, a new weapon, a new area, a new planet, a new mission, loads of stuff that keeps on opening up to you, and it's familiar enough that you know, but you might have a different enemy to do it with, or a different gun. Then there's the mastery rank tests that will force you to do something in a certain way. It's just amazing. There's so much to this game, even after 150 hours, and I still feel like I'm a beginner, and that's the crazy ass thing about this game. I still feel like a beginner. Do you know what? That all aside, the community of Warframe is still awesome. I've met quite a few friends within the game, especially on stream, that I sort of pop into missions with now and again, and I've even become a Warframe pimp at work. I mean, I've spoken to people that were like, oh yeah, I might give it a go, and told them how much fun I'm having with it. Next thing I know, they're sinking so many more hours than I am into it every day, and it's insane. It's the good kind of drug, kids. You know, don't do drugs, do Warframe. That should be a slogan. But it's definitely the kind of thing where you think, hold on a second. You know, from point zero where no one was playing it that I knew, to now where I have maybe like 4 or 5 people that I've literally pimped Warframe to them. It's just incredible. Like, the game's had the staying power to keep their interest as well. It's not like they've played it once and then fucked off. They've quite easily got involved with the game, and it's great. The difference is between 50 hours and 150 hours. One thing that hasn't changed is the satisfaction you get from collecting those new Warframes, and the satisfaction and achievement you feel like when you've actually got a new thing to try out and to try. You know, you could go to the market and buy it. Fine. If you want to play the game like that, then don't play it, because you're just going to buy stuff. If you're going to make the things and then use them, that has such a more satisfying feel to have collected all the resources and the parts to make this thing that you can say, well, this is mine now and I'm going to use it. It's just I think it's a great feeling, and long may it continue. Saying that, for people buying stuff, I won't be a complete hypocrite. I have bought some platinum. I wanted to say thank you to the developers for creating a great game, and I'm using that platinum to increase my inventory slots for my Warframes and my weapons. I did splash out some colour palettes and Sayandana, one of the capes, but that's it. you know, I'm just using it for slots because I want to collect everything. That's my mission in Warframe, to collect as much as I can. If you want to buy some platinum, you don't have to. You can if you want, but you don't have to. We know that. One of the things I made a comparison to between Destiny and Warframe was the whole hamburger and steak. So Destiny is your hamburger and Warframe is your steak. I actually feel like after 100 hours, it's like I've built my own farm, I've raised a herd of cows, and I've bought a lifetime membership to the slaughterhouse and butchers. There is so much in this game that I still feel like I'm scratching the surface, honestly. I don't know if I am or not. There's probably a bit more, but I have to say I feel like I'm still beginner. I still feel like there's things I don't know anything about, and that's exciting. That's what a game should be. It's an exciting thing that you're trying to work out what the game's got in store for you, but you won't know unless you're making yourself be aware of it and researching stuff out. And that's another thing that you have to do in this game. Research, research, research. Google is your friend. You'll come across a weapon, for example, and you'll go out to Google and you type Warframe and name a weapon, and you'll get the information back, and you'll be like, oh, okay, that's a good one. I might spend some time modding that up, increasing its capacity for violence and enemy death. You know, it's the kind of thing you'll spend some time going through and working out what you can do with those mods, what you can do with those weapons. But you might also find a reference of something somewhere, like, oh, you know, go and do this and speak to that person, and you have to go and find out where they are and where they're gonna be, and you know, and what you can do next, and what is it worth doing that mission. Don't be afraid to research, but one quick tip I would give you: play the story missions, get past the second dream, and to be honest, probably past the War Within as well, before you start going too deep on the internet, because it might ruin things for you. Okay, there's a hard and fast rule. We don't talk about the second dream and War Within until people have done it, but they are great missions. Once you've done that, your eyes and heart will be covered in lead, and you won't be able to be ruined by any news about those particular parts of the game, and you'll be able to enjoy the research that you're trying to find out. Over the last 100 hours, I've certainly found that this game has a very intelligent way of making you grind for things that doesn't feel cheap, doesn't feel nasty, doesn't feel sneaky, doesn't feel just bad. It feels really, really good. You can jump into this game for a couple of minutes. You can jump into this game for a couple of hours. It lets you have that choice, but you don't feel good or bad for either one. It's always going to be there for you, no matter when it comes around for you to have time to play. You'll feel like you enjoy the time you spend with the game. There's never been a point where I thought, you know what, I have to do this really boring bit to get to a good bit, and that feels great to me. So to give an update to you on the kind of extent of my inventory, my arsenal that I have right now, I have around, once some come out of the oven, as I like to refer to it, I've got about 8 to 10 Warframes, and I have probably around, I don't know, maybe 30 different kind of weapons, and then maybe another 10 to 15 melee weapons. It does build up quite quickly, and I think what you'll find is that those particular acquisitions, you'll use them until you get to a max rank, and then you'll start to have your favourites, and then you'll stick with those if you're doing certain things, and you'll start to go, oh, do you know what, this Warframe is really good for farming that thing on that planet through that mission. I like the abilities it has, and then you'll go on to certain weapons and you're like, okay, well, I like the damage on this one, but I like the abilities of the weapon for this particular mission over here, and you'll start to know these differences. You'll start to feel that you're making choices based on the mission types and becoming very sophisticated in terms of gaming, which I think is very, very important when you're that far into a game and you can start to make those decisions and still feel like a beginner. That's incredible. It's just insane. For example, I have a particular mission at the moment. I'm trying to get the Inaros Warframe, and the last mission in that particular set is with an enemy that can pretty much one-shot me with some kind of poison arrow, and I have to now spend my time researching into how I can prevent that damaging me so much, or having a Warframe that has enough energy and health to survive any kind of attack that it comes at me with. So at the moment it's experimentation and trying out new mods and finding out what recommended mods people might have for this particular mission. So at the moment I'm just spending a lot of time looking at stuff and trying things out, but it's not stopping me from playing the rest of the game. So I don't feel like I'm blocked and like, oh, this game's shit, I'm going to move to something else. Yes, it's a really tough mission, but I'm not going to fall out of favour with the game just because of one mission that I can't do. There's plenty of stuff to be getting on with, plenty of stuff to be collecting, plenty of resources to gather. It doesn't bother me. I can still play with friends. This is almost a side quest. You know, things like that make it very, very easy to play this game. Simple as. Now, last time I gave this game an 8 out of 10, which I think was fair. But at that time I was full of awe and I was full of just overwhelmed by everything that was going on with Warframe. I was still enjoying it. I don't think I had my head on. I was just enjoying it. At this point, I would still give this game an 8 out of 10, but it's more like it's made it a solid 8. I haven't spent this much time with a game for so long and still enjoy it after this amount of time, and for that I have to just say thank you. This game has given me a lovely method of escape, and I don't need to like escape from the world. I'm not like in a state of depression or anything, but it's certainly a game that's given me a chance to kind of, I've had a hard day at work, or I've just got something on my mind, I just want to just not think about it for a bit, and then I can switch it on, have a game or two, have a couple of missions, and it's fine. I've kind of de-stressed, and although it's fast-paced and manic at times, it never feels like I'm like getting really overwhelmed and stressed out while playing it. It's actually quite a relaxing game, especially when you can knock some super flying shotgun hits with the heck on some unsuspecting infestation. I never thought I'd say that in a sentence. So there's my quick thoughts on Warframe. Certainly after another 100 hours or so after my last video as a review. I really do think this game has so much to give, and if you haven't checked it out already, please do. The community is amazing, and to all you guys who have commented on recent videos, been a part of some fantastic engagement, I wanted to say thank you to you all. It really makes such a difference when you make a video on YouTube about something that you care about and people get involved and comment back to you. So please let me know down in the comments about your particular feelings or your ratings that you would give Warframe. And let's be honest, I mean, no game is really a 10, but this game is such a good strong 8 for me, that until I've completely understood everything that's going on with the game, it's not going to be easy to get much above an 8. Don't ask me why, my logic, it makes sense in my head. Anyway guys, don't forget that we have videos coming out every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday on the channel, but please like, subscribe and comment down below and just get involved, because I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. So until next time guys, take care of yourselves. Okay, love you, bye bye.